are headed out of town today a little bit here to get away from all the other traffic. As you know, tend to have a lot of squirrels pop up, and there might be some out this way as well, so no promises, but I wanted to at least minimize the amount of distractions we have today so I can stay on topic, because I just started thinking about this. I started thinking about this morning because of a comment that I saw on one of my videos, and it's just, I think it's an important topic that needs to be talked about, and I know it has been an obstacle in my life that I've been working on for a long time to properly frame and overcome, and I really just wish that someone had shared kind of some of these thoughts and ideas with me. So hopefully these can be valuable to you as far as the way you look at, 1, social media, 2, other people judging you, 3, how you value yourself. So the comment, and I've seen a couple of these, which is great, was something along the lines of this guy is a, well, I don't even know the word he used, or he or she, I don't even know who commented on it, but something along the lines of like a second-rate, like crappier version of Lavar the Moto Man, which, you know, it's funny to me because, well, okay, give me a second here to actually formulate my thoughts. I didn't really, I didn't exactly write this all down and memorize it. This is just, again, off the cuff here, and actually a big part of what I want to actually discuss today, because I'm not going to cut this. It's real. It's my thoughts. It's one of my main goals here, and I'm on a tangent here, but is authenticity, right? So I want people to know that when they come to my channel, it's going to be authentic, it's going to be real, it's going to be from me. It's not going to be a bunch of censored stuff. So you might have to bear with me through some of this and the way that I think as I speak. So this person's comment, you know, made me think, like, wow, why would somebody go to somebody else's channel and say something like negative? Like, why does anybody do anything like that, right? Because to me, I believe in kind of like a basis of these 6 human needs, right? Tony Robbins is I don't know if he like kind of founded these or what, but I know I've heard him speak on them before. And I believe there's certainty, variety, significance, love and connection, growth and contribution, right? So you put these together and you start thinking about, like, why or what would somebody get out of going to somebody else's channel, something that somebody loves, is passionate about, is working towards creating, and just say something negative or shitty like that? Like, what would cause that? And to me, it's significance, right? They are looking for some kind of significance in their life. Why? They think that might be funny and people will like that, and if they can get a bunch of likes, they'll feel fulfilled inside and be like, oh, awesome, like, haha, I'm so funny, look at this comment I made, whatever it may be, right? So I think that that's a big reason why people do that, because deep down I believe that we're very social creatures, right, as human beings, and so we crave these certain things, we want these certain things from each other, and one is acknowledgement, right? This some type of acceptance and significance, and so we all find them in different ways. For me, it used to be a lot different than it is now, right? So my significance now is in developing myself and sharing the things or thoughts or ideas that I've learned along the way that I know were valuable to me, because I want to be able to provide a lot of value to anyone who decides they want to cruise along with me. So So for me, that's like a big form of my significance and acceptance these days. Now, there's a big distinction, and Wayne Dyer is who I can mainly attribute to having learned this from. And there's a big difference between wanting acceptance and love and needing that type of acceptance and love from others, right? So sure, yeah, I want it. Like, I think everybody does for the most part. Who doesn't want acceptance? But I don't need it. Like, if nobody came to my channel ever again, like, that's okay. I'm still gonna do this because I love to do this. Like, for me, this is enjoyable. This is something that I actually have found that I really love and enjoy the process. I can grow and learn, and for me, like, as far as the six human needs go, it fills a big part of that. So do I get a certainty out of it? Yes, and because I enjoy riding, I know I'm certain that it's going to be a good time. Do I get variety out of it? Absolutely. Like, who knows what I'm going to see or who I'm going to meet or the smiles I'm going to encounter, right? Significance, you know, absolutely. Like, I get that feedback from the community, and all of you who are here right now and have been supporting the channel, like, you're absolutely phenomenal, and I love you, and I appreciate you so much for you know, riding along with me. And so love and connection, you know, I think that kind of goes hand in hand with that a little bit as well as growth. Huge growth component to this. I have to push myself, I have to be vulnerable, I got to put my ideas and thoughts and everything out to the rest of the world and their opinions of me, just like, all right, here you go. You know what I mean? Like, so there's that kind of vulnerability that I have to overcome in order to grow and to get better at just vlogging, being able to articulate my thoughts better so that it's a bit clearer and a bit more concise. And then contribution, you know, so obviously I want to be able to give back the things I've, you know, learned in my life or instances I've run into. And so, you know, that's a big part of this as well. And then, you know, with the Venmo challenge, being able to give away money to people, you know, my big picture is being able to give away motorcycles and all kinds of cool giveaways in the future. But obviously I got to figure out how to make this work monetarily first. But again, first and foremost, value. I want you to, you know, feel like you're getting way more out of spending your time here than you could elsewhere, right? So so going back, 6 human needs, that's what this feels for me. So I don't need anything from anybody, right? Because the one person that you should look to, in my opinion, for love and acceptance and significance is yourself. Like, you have to be able to love yourself. If you want someone else to love you, you have to have love to give away. You know, you can't give away what you don't have. So if you don't have love within you for yourself, if you can't fully love yourself, how do you expect to be able to fully love somebody else? And how do you expect for somebody else to fully love you? I mean, these are things that I struggled with for so long and still do. Like, I'm not in any way, shape, or form like perfect at this at all. Like, I still struggle with, you know, things in my head about self-acceptance and self-love and self-image and everything else, right? Like, I'm human as well. So I'm susceptible to this, absolutely. And we are coming up on a stop sign here, so I'm gonna come to a stop. And we're gonna, here we go. Have a good day, brother. Cool. So yeah, again, just like everything else in this world, like, I feel like, you know, obviously I'm being human, but I can fall prey to any of these things as well. You know, it's just that I'm in such a better, and not to like, I'm not trying to boast or brag or say this to impress anybody, you know what I mean? Like, if anything, I want to just impress upon you that you can come from like feeling like you need that acceptance, feeling like you need people to validate you in your life, and without that you don't feel good. Like you could be in that place in your life and grow and learn and continue to progress as far as like what you've decided are your values that you need in your life, and like get better based on, you know, your own perceptions of what a better life looks like for you. So, you know, I've done that in a big way. Do I still have a long way to go? Absolutely. But I know that my trajectory is at least oriented correctly, because before it wasn't. Like I just had no idea and I was lost, you know what I mean? And so this might sound a bit not necessarily hypocritical, counterintuitive, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, but social media, you gotta be careful with that kind of shit. I think that nowadays, you know, we're so susceptible to everybody. I mean, there could be a bunch of good comments, right? Or likes or shares or whatever, and then you got that one fucking person who just comes in there and says something absolutely crappy, and it's like, oh my god, and we're stuck on that, right? We like dwell on that. We think like, oh, like how can I change? What can I do better? Oh, he's judging me. Like, oh my gosh, like I am not as good as Lavar the Moto Man, and like maybe I should just not do this. Like, what was I thinking? Oh, people are gonna think I'm a copycat and this and that and whatever else. Like, it is so stupid. But everybody with social media nowadays has the availability to just come on in, drop their opinions and their ideas and download their insecurities on you and give you this like bad feeling. But you got to learn how to weed that shit out. Like what's important, what's not, understanding yourself and your values first, and learning to love and accept yourself, because once you can get to that point, everything else can just come and go. You know what I mean? I love, again, all the support and good, you know, positivity, and I want people to obviously be, you know, part of this community. But if you're not, and you know, if you want to drop by and say something shitty, like obviously you're welcome to, but I'm you know, I'm encouraging everybody to take a look at those and just think like, what role does that person play in my life? Like, why should I give you any negative energy back? And you know, eventually you kind of get to the point, and at least what I'm striving for is, when somebody does something bad to me, or reaches out to me, says something negative, or you know, whatever it may be, I think to myself, man, I feel bad for you, because you must be going through something terrible in your life. Like you must not be happy, you must not be fulfilled, you must not feel as though you're where you need to be. So in order to find that significance, you feel the need to like reach out and drag somebody else down, right? Blow someone else's candle out to make yours burn brighter. You know what I mean? And so I'm just saying, like, be careful with social media, be careful with other people's thoughts and opinions and everything else, because they are harmful. They can actually hurt you if you allow them to, because that's the thing, everybody's opinion is their opinion, and their opinion tells you far more about them and what they're going through and their thoughts and their process than your reality, right? Like, what is the saying? Happiness is reality minus expectations. So if you have all these expectations set up of like how people should be and what, you know, like how you should be perceived and everything else, and the reality isn't in alignment with that, you're gonna feel let down, you're gonna feel like shit, you're gonna have a bad day, and you're gonna jump online, you're gonna scroll mindlessly through social media, you're gonna see all these people that have way better lives than you. They're so pretty and perfect and on vacation and rich and this and that, but what you don't see is that they took a half hour of their life taking 700 pictures to find one that like is the right angle, and then they ran and they had diarrhea, and then they had to come back and spend another 2 hours like flipping through photos, editing, adding 10,000 fucking filters to the thing to make you think that that one little snapshot of their life is their reality, is what their life is really like. And it's not. It's not even close. And we just get all these expectations of how our life should be and what it should look like, and why can't we be like that person. And you go through, and it's a sickness, it's a fucking disease, and you miss the reality of life. You miss what life actually looks like. You know, people show that highlight reel and that highlight reel only, but that's not the reality. Like, even for me, I go out and I do this because I love doing this, but I sweat my ass off doing this. It's not comfortable all the time. It gets hot as shit out. Like, I have that, like, for me, I have a blast doing this. I love my life, but that's my perception of my life. Do I have a lot of money? No. Do I have a lot of debt right now? Yeah, but like, I choose not to focus on the negatives, you know what I mean? And take a look at life and realize that everybody has their bullshit. Everybody has their problems. Everybody is a human. Everybody's going through something. You know, and it's all hidden behind this guise of fucking filters and garbage online that we're supposed to believe is like how life is, but it's not. I'll be the one to tell you, that's not real life. Guess what? I could be cruising along right now. Literally yesterday, my girlfriend saw somebody riding along, having a blast, having a good old time on their motorcycle, right in front of her. Car turned out in front of them. Boom! Dude's face down in a pile of his blood, trying to just fight for his life. And that's the reality of it. Like, life is suffering. Like, it's inescapable, but it's how you live, how you perceive things, what you look at. Like, our brains are these magnificent creations, and they're like computers, you know, like an iPod, for example. You download a bunch of music you like and you hit play, guess what? It's gonna play all these great tracks. But if you think that you're gonna be able to go and like look at and compare yourself to like the best of the best that other people are doing, or downloading all this fucking negativity and bullshit that the world is like constantly trying to cram down our throats, and you expect to hit play on that track and have a happy, fulfilled, like thriving life, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but fucking guess again, because it's not reality. So, you know, I wanted to share that because I know for me, I compared myself a lot of times, you know, and when you compare yourself to other people, or what their life looks like, or where they're at now, if I compared myself to Lavar the Moto Man, if I compared myself to, you know, Walterific, or any of these guys that have all these millions of views and subscribers and all this stuff, I would feel insignificant and I would feel like shit about myself. But I don't, because I think, hey, did I grow? Did I learn? Did I enjoy the process of my life? And am I a little bit better today than I was yesterday? What's my trajectory look like? Yeah, like, yes. And I can honestly answer to myself that yes, I am on my path and my journey. Is it about the destination? Absolutely not. Like Alan Watts says, man, life is a musical thing. You gotta dance while the music's being played. You gotta dance. Enjoy the ride, not wait for the end. I mean, like he says, right? If it was all about just the end place on the dance floor, you would just walk out there and be like, oh, I did it, I made it, congratulations. But it's not. It's enjoying the ride, man. So again, I just wish I had somebody that could, you know, shed that light on me at one point in my life when I was much more miserable and comparing myself to everybody else and wondering why I wasn't at this end state and thinking that it was like about that destination. And take it for what it is, harsh reality or not, but that's the case. So anyhow, my 2 cents. You know, I don't ask you to just agree with me blindly. Like, if you have some other thoughts, ideas, whatever, yeah, feel free to share them in the comments, you know. Or if this is something that has been helpful to you, obviously, you don't share it with somebody, or you don't, let me know in the comments. Again, I want to make this a community-based channel where we can all come together, share our thoughts and ideas, and, you know, express some positivity and love. And, you know, if somebody comes in and says something negative and it's hateful, man, those people are probably going through a tough time. So reach out and say, hey man, like, if you need anything, if you need to talk, like, you know, we're here for you, because that's what at least my dream of this community is. And so yeah, thanks again for cruising along with me. I hope this was helpful. I hope you got something out of it. If you liked it, you know, consider liking the video, and you know, coming along for more of this kind of stuff, because this is some of the longer form content that I want to be able to do in the future, as well as, you know, all the shenanigans and the fun and the highlight reels. But that's not the reality, all right? So anyway, I hope y'all have an amazing day, night, whenever, wherever you're watching this. I love y'all, and I'll catch you on the next one.